Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Hey
Hi,
everyone.
Erica. Hi, Ray.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. I don't know if we're gonna get more people than this, but we're gonna get started because this is a free Zoom call. And so the free Zoom call, I think we're only limited to like 40 minutes for that purpose. So we'll go a little on the quicker side.
Sounds good. Is it us four?
Right now it's us four. The
Okay.
board is here. So we have quorum from the board. If anybody else joins in, they join in.
Okay.
So let me also just make sure recording is going. I had it set up to.
It said it was recording when I joined in.
Did it? Okay. Yeah, it does say stop or pause recording. I had it set up to automatically record, so we should be good. Can you guys see the slides?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us for May 4th, our May meeting. This likely will be our last meeting of the year. I know we tentatively had said when I did the building request forms and whatever, I kind of reserved one in June, but it's after school's out. So I don't think that makes a heck of a lot of sense, and the buildings might be kind of closed then. Though, depending on what happens with elections and what's going on and whatever, maybe we'll have some meetings over the summer, but I think this is our last kind of meeting of this school year. So, so that's where we're at. We'll do our call to order. We'll talk about the minutes from last meeting, treasurer's report. We'll do some quick updates. There's not a ton there. The big thing that we're going to do is the election stuff, and then start talking about how do we wrap up this school year and move on to the next one, and kind of go from there. So we'll skip past the purpose mission. The last minute meetings are on the website. Julie posted those back in April, so those have been up there for a while. So hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look at those. Any issues or concerns with those meetings? Speak now or chat now or whatever. I'm not seeing any chat messages. So does anybody want to make a motion to approve officially those meeting minutes?
I will.
All right, so there's a motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. All right, so it's approved. Those are, I mean, they're already out there. So what are you going to do at that point? I guess you can edit them or whatever. But that's great. But I do want to take a moment here to pause. And if this is our last meeting for this year, that means that would be Julie's last meeting as well as our secretary. So Julie, thank you for all you've done to help us as the booster secretary. And that doesn't mean that we give you carte blanche to like just walk away from us and not talk to us anymore. But I do want to acknowledge that, all you've done to help us. You've been integral in helping us figure out how to do these events, and your connections are always amazing. So we still might reach out to you to see if you've got some amazing connection ideas for us as well. So
Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure working with you guys. I will miss all of you. So thank you very much.
all right.
Julie.
All right, so before we get teary-eyed or whatnot, we'll keep it going on here. We'll go to the treasure report, which you never know that sometimes that can be teary-eyed too, right? But, looks like we're in good shape here. So Erica, I'll let you go ahead and go through the treasurer's report.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can see the amounts there for the beginning and the ending balance. There is quite a lot of cash that I just went through from the last two Warrior Nights that I need to deposit, minus what I put in to keep in for the next Warrior Night. There's also some outstanding money that has to be paid yet. Like Ray spent a bunch of his own money on staff appreciation stuff, and I know I probably will have forms coming from Julie and maybe from Melissa as well for some of that stuff. So that will come out of that 12,000 or so that you see there. As far as, I didn't do a totally itemized one, but for payments, it was a lot of concessions items, things that we had to buy for Warrior Nights that we can just keep using over and over, a couple grant requests that we approved and paid for. stickers for the 8th graders for the next few years, some banners. I paid the insurance for the year, the photo booth, staff appreciation, all that stuff. And then credits coming in. We got stuff, ticket sales that were online for the Warrior Nights, the Wolves game, a little bit came in yet from the one and done. And then the cash deposit from February's Warrior Night. So, I mean, we're looking really good. We're well ahead of where we started. So we've done really well with the budget, I think, this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice job, everyone. Nice job.
Yeah, I do have a couple questions, Erica. So does that include the money that I told you that had come in for staff appreciation? We had a couple checks and some cash that you have not received yet. So that's not included in there. And then also in there is then the money that we've collected for the 8th grade end of year fundraiser. I mean, there was $100 check that I know we put in, but there's all the money in Cheddar Up as well that hasn't gone in there yet, right?
Right. But
Okay.
again, that'll be just going out again too. But yes, that is not
Right. Okay.
accounted for yet.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure because I know we kind of talked, I gave some rough numbers and things like that over the phone. So I just wanted to make sure if that was in there or not, just to give me that full clear picture. Erica, thank you. This is great information to have out there. So yeah, we're doing all right. That's not so bad. You know, and I always say, you know, the goal is not necessarily to be making money, you know, hand over fist here or anything like that. You know, we should be spending the same amount of money that we're taking in. So, but this leaves us in good shape and especially able to do some things that maybe we wanted to do for some of these upcoming events and things like that as we go on here, so we can continue to make some investments and keep things going. So that's great. So, all right, we'll keep moving on here. Grant requests. So we've talked about this one before, but we got the reimbursement request from Mr. Oswald and the Tinker Club. In that we had originally approved $300 for the Tinker Club request. He had indicated that he had spent, and I don't have it here in front of me, it was something like $420 or something. And he was saying he understands that the $300 was what was approved, but he put it in for the full amount of what he had spent, and he has receipts for everything that are itemized out. So my question is, and I guess this is especially coming off of the what we just talked about, do we just say this is what we approved, $300, we reimburse him for that? That's, he's understanding and saying, you know, that would be completely fine by him? Or do we say, you know, we can cover those additional funds? So
I think just based on the amount of grant requests, I mean, we haven't gotten too many recently. And I think just going into the end of the year, it might be better to just approve the amount he spent.
I would agree.
I tend to agree.
Yeah. And what was the amount again, Ray?
The final amount, Erica, do you have that handy?
$433 and some change.
Yeah. So you went like $130 over, but you know, at the same time, this is money he was paying out of pocket for the students to do things. And, you know, while if we were hurting for it or whatever, or we had so many requests that we had to turn people down for it, I think that would be a different story. But I'm inclined to say, let's just do it. He's a new teacher. He's starting something new here. You know, we kind of said, listen, we'll approve $300, but if you needed more, come back to us and ask us for more. And he's kind of doing just that, but he went ahead and just did it out of the goodness of his heart to, you know, do this for the kids. So I agree. You know, if we were hurting, or like I said, another way.
I totally agree. I think it's a cause, and I think we could be raising future scientists. So I completely agree.
All right, great. Erica, did you have a thought on that?
Yeah, no, I'm totally for it.
Okay. So let's go ahead and reimburse him for the full amount. I will let him know that that's what our decision was, and that you'll cut a check and you know, put it in his mailbox at school. Does that sound good, Erica?
Yeah, I should be able to, I'll jet over there tomorrow after dropping the stuff off for the bus barn, and should be able to put it right there.
Excellent. So that's great. He did also send a bunch of pictures and a little slideshow of some of the things that they did. Since we're on a little bit of a time limit, I'm not going to share that right now. Maybe at the end of the meeting, if we've got some time, I'll play that. Otherwise, I will push that to our Facebook group and people can see it. I was hoping to put it in our next meeting, and it just with the last minute change here, just kind of the way it is. So moving on, Warrior Nights. So we have one coming up May 13th. Our last event that we had, and I'm going to kind of jet around here for a minute. The last one we had about 250 attended. Now it's a rough number. I think it was either a little over that or a little under that. I can't really remember, and I'll be honest, with Staff Appreciation Week, I didn't go back and look at my notes on that one. I just did the estimated on that. So I think we were down a little bit, but it wasn't down much from where we were at the last time. There definitely was still a good presence at that Warrior Night. We have another one coming up on Friday, May 13th. And with this one, we have invited all District 34 fifth graders. And just based off of what I'm seeing for early reservations, I have been seeing fifth graders coming. I've been seeing questions from fifth grade parents and whatnot. So we don't have tons and tons of kids coming in right now through the pre-registration form, and I'll push that a little bit harder. I know that Student Council is doing their Spring Fling dance this Friday, and so I think really the time to make hay on the next one is going to be in the next week. You know, let them get past this one. Otherwise, things get confused. Kids get confused. Well, which dance is this and which dance is that, and whatever. So we'll put up the banners and everything there. I expect a nice turnout again for the May 13th, and I'm actually anticipating that maybe we'll have our biggest turnout of the year with those additional fifth graders and everything going out there. So if you haven't had a chance, please sign up for volunteering. That goes for both adults and students, because we'll need both to pull this one off. And we do have the photo booth in play again for that one. So that's our Warrior Nights to kind of end up the rest of this year. But the question is, and we talked about this before, do we want to do anything over the summer? We talked about doing the back to school pool party again in August. And I think that's something that we should do and look for a date and try to reserve that. And then Melissa, I know you got some information from Great America. Do you want to talk a little bit about that one?
Sure. Okay, so Great America, I just proposed, it's a Saturday on July 16th. I proposed that we have two different options. Basically, I'm pulling them up right now. There's two different packages. And the thing is, if you already are a member or already have a season pass, we would just subtract $34 off the price of these two options that I'm about to give you. For the first option, it's $48.99, and it's a picnic special. So it's a catered meal, and that includes admission. Parking's included, and then it's a catered meal of fried chicken, hot dogs, chips, pickle, pasta, salad, ice cream cup, and then Coca-Cola products, just beverages. You don't get the cup or anything like that. So that was $48.99 minus $34 if you already have a pass or a membership or a ticket. But we do have to have a minimum of 100 in order to book that. The other option is for $58.99. It includes admission. You get one meal, you get a voucher to go to any food location in the park. You get one snack, one all-day drink bottle, and parking. And again, you can subtract the 34 from that, but we need to sell at least 100 in order to book our specifics for that group package.
Okay. So those are the two options we have. Okay, and then we would have to pick the day that it goes for.
Right, they're flexible on the day. I had just put out there July 16th. It's a Saturday,
Mhm.
midsummer. So those are the pricing. The pricing can sway based on, it might be a little bit cheaper if we picked a weekday by a
Mhm.
couple dollars. But I didn't know with it. Yeah, it's hard to plan for this one.
Yeah, so does the first one come with parking too, or no?
Yes,
So both come with parking, okay.
yeah,
But so the big difference is one is like a picnic lunch where we get a picnic area and then they provide the lunch for us. The other one is kind of more, you're on your own. You come in, you get your vouchers, and then you go do whatever you want to do through the day, correct? Is that really the big difference?
exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest difference.
Did the picnic one, did they get the drink voucher or
No.
thing too, or is it just with the, okay.
Just
So when
beverages.
I'm listening to it, excuse me, I got a little something in my throat here too. But when I listen to it, I almost, even though it's more expensive, I kind of like the $58 one because you
Right.
have that autonomy to do whatever you want. And if you don't like that food, you can go get food at a different place. I'm sure there's limits to what food you can get and whatever, but that's with any of the dining passes and things like that. What does the rest of the group think?
The question is, for the $58.99 one, then you can invite as many people as you want to that. It doesn't have to just be AUGS, right?
Exactly.
I think with any of it you can, right? Even the
For
$48.99 one. We're just responsible for at least 100. If we go over 100, that's all gravy at that point in time, right?
exactly, yeah.
Right. But they
And
might
there's-
be more inclined because it's a picnic setting to limit, right?
Well, somebody might not feel comfortable wanting to go there or whatever, but you know,
Yeah. You could still set up a table though for the $58.99 and have an AUGS table.
if they would let us.
Yeah, you could check
Yeah.
into that, Melissa.
Yeah, I could find out about that. We could have a table set up somewhere and just have a checkpoint. We could even turn it into a scavenger hunt.
Yep,
But
Yep.
we never got to
Yep.
do that. I mean, we could do a lot of fun things with that. We don't really need like their picnic area per se.
right. Right.
It's kind of, we have to choose one or the other. I know it's a high price point, but I like the idea of the all-day drink bottle. Because
Yep.
if someone's gonna go, and I know once you sign up for this, you're gonna get, I think it's, and because I heard that when you get on their mailing list, after attending through the group sales, you automatically get a ticket to come back for half price.
Oh, nice.
So that might, I know that's why they're doing the group sale, so that they can get, park, come back.
Here's my big thing, and this is what I would say is, because if we have to guarantee 100,
Mhm.
and so my question is, if we guarantee 100, but like for instance, say my two kids want to go and they've got passes, do those still count to our 100, or does it have to
No.
be 100 of the $48.99 ones or $58.99?
Right. It would have to be 100 at the full price. And then anything else.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, we don't get any benefit for, like, if we sell 300, we don't get any kickback.
No, there's no kickback. And do they
It's
collect
just
the
that-
funds for it, or do we have to collect the funds and then pay them?
They collect everything.
They collect everything. Okay. I just wonder if we should put a survey out there
Yeah.
and see if people would be interested in it, or even just a simple one. Do you have a Six Flags membership? Because that's a big change here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, they did
know-
quit selling the memberships too.
they did.
Yeah. But they still have the season passes.
Yeah, it's a summer pass. And that is, that's gonna be hard because I think that's like 74. And I mean, if they're paying, but that doesn't include meals. This includes one meal, one snack,
Meal.
drink bottle.
Right.
But they
Which the drink
changed
bottles
that, I think. They changed that, so instead of doing season-long dining passes, they're day-long ones. So I think that's what they're just doing, is they're giving you a day long.
They're
dining
doing
pass
like
for that day.
packages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a 4-pack or
Yeah.
whatever. I think we
I
do.
mean, I like it. I'm concerned about the amount of money that we would be liable for if we don't get that. I mean, if we think about like Richardson Farm was, a tough one or whatever, but like the movie theater and whatever, we had maybe about 100 kids, for that. So, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So and bowling, I
Well-
think we had about 100, a little over 100 kids. So
Well, and I found out information on, I was checked into that ropes course that's in Bristol, the Boundless Adventures or whatever. So I hope I can figure it out from my notes, because I called a long time ago, but if it would be a weekday, but like includes Monday through Friday. We could set it up for day or evening. It'd be about a 3-hour long time frame. It's 2.5 hours actually on the course and 30-minute for like a safety thing before you start. It'd be $34 per person. If we had less than 60 people, it would still be open to the public at the same time. But if we had over 100, then they would probably close it off just for our group. We would have to have kind of like soft, numbers ahead of time, and then more firm numbers, a few weeks in advance. We would sell the tickets, and then we would give, them the check for all of it. And then everybody that goes needs to have gloves for the ropes course. So if they don't have them, they can purchase them at the, for $6. And we could already, we could collect the money for that right
we could do
away.
a kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you say the cost was? 34?
34 per person. Yeah.
Person plus $6 for the gloves, so figure just $40.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, maybe we do just do a
they have-
survey and see what people would like better.
Sorry, at Boundless Adventures, do they have an area that we could like group at, or?
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was there, I mean, they have like a decent amount of like picnic tables and stuff that are kind of together. But what are you thinking, Julie? Is there another
Well,
area?
They have those 6 tables in the middle where
Yeah.
like the parents can join, and then they have that area where you first walk in, where like if kids get tired, they can kind of go and goof off and stuff. So there is like little meeting places that they can go.
And then the other question is, would this be a drop-off event, or would parents at least have to, like, they wouldn't necessarily have to go through the course, but they'd have to stick around because,
Right,
that's a big area to try and police for just a few of us.
absolutely, absolutely. I would think that they would have to, if you did Boundless Adventures, they would at least have to get them in through the safety
Mhm.
to drop, and then drop them. Do you know what I mean?
I think it would be kind of like Richardson Farm, something like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right. I think my personal opinion, do the survey to see which one is great. Boundless Adventures is a lot of fun, and maybe do both. Would we make any money on Boundless Adventures?
We could. We
I don't
could if we charge it, but if the price is high enough that I would think that we really can't add anything onto it. Great America, we would make nothing on. Both are kind of on the expensive side.
Right,
I mean, they're more a full day activity, something to do. Totally get it.
just for social.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of arranging a get-together for the
Right.
most part.
Right.
Mhm.
So maybe do Boundless Adventure in June, and then July is Great America, just to keep the momentum going.
And then
Yeah.
already in August.
Right,
Yeah, maybe. If
Yeah.
not,
I think if we don't get enough interest on the survey for Great America, we don't do it.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Adventures is
agree.
doable. I mean, they don't have how much, what was the minimum for Boundless?
There is
They-
none.
Give me a
Oh,
number.
okay. Well,
They
then
just
we
said that if it was
might as
under
well
60,
just-
they wouldn't close it to the public.
Right.
Yeah. What,
which
how
I'm
much,
okay with that.
how much notice do we have to give Great America?
We can set up for, I mean, they have dates right away.
Only because what I'm thinking is, if we were to do it, we'd have to have like a commitment by such and such date in order to go ahead with it. If we didn't have that many people commit, at least 100 people committed, then,
Right.
that's the only way I can see maybe making that work.
Right.
And then what happens if it's a rain day or something like that, where there's thunderstorms or something coming through for Great America, and
They only
then
close
they
if there's
reschedule it?
thunderstorms, yeah.
Yeah,
But if there's
and
rain,
then,
it's rain or shine.
yeah, and then people are like, and I get it, the rain or shine part, but if it's thunderstorms and they close for whatever reason, and then people are like, oh, I want my money back or whatever, then I don't know. I just, the guarantee on that one throws me for a loop,
I know. The only other thing I noticed is it says for every 15 full priced packages, the 16th earns a free admission ticket.
Okay.
For every 15 we sell, we get a 16th. So it's basically a big billing process.
Oh,
I mean, potentially it could be less than the 6,000 for six or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So why don't I set up a survey, and let's get a survey out, see what the interest is on it, and then go from there, and we'll figure it out. I know somebody did contact, and I can't remember who told me this. They contacted Action Territory to see if, setting up something. But
Yeah,
from Memorial Day to Labor Day, they don't do anything.
right.
Which is okay, because I liked kind of having one in early September. I thought that was a beautiful night, and it was kind of an awesome activity that we did at the beginning of the year. So
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. But yeah, we should think about that. We should also maybe think about if there are other options for the summer that are cheaper.
yeah.
Just
There's
because I
like
know we did get some feedback, like when we did the movie theater, and the movie theater is what, $15, and they were saying, oh, I wanted something cheaper. This is too expensive. So,
Yeah.
Something to consider. And maybe we look at doing a movie. Maybe we look at a summer bowling party. Maybe it doesn't have to be outdoors. It can be indoors too, and then we don't have to worry about rain dates or whatever. And maybe it's a weekday thing that they can do, while parents are working, and not on the weekend. So there are some options out there that we can look at. And we looked at roller skating or whatever. I don't think anybody's gonna want to go ice skating that time of year, but those are some options out there as well.
what about
just
that?
having our,
Sorry, Ray. What about the Schaumburg?
Oh, the boomers. They used to be the boomers. Now
what about a croaker, or not a croakers? What about a kingfish
Kingfish.
game?
Yeah, the Kingfish or the Schaumburg. I don't remember the name of the baseball, but
Are they the Chicago Dogs or whatever,
Yeah.
or Schaumburg Dogs?
yes. But they do
Sure.
outings.
Yeah.
I got an alert. It says remaining meeting time 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go quick here. I
Okay.
just got the prompt to upgrade. All right, so we'll look at that. I will contact the Kingfish if somebody wants to look at the dogs, and let's just see what that is before we make a commitment to it. And maybe what we do is we just do a survey and ask them. We'll do a couple surveys. We'll find out if people have Great America and membership passes type thing, and then we'll say, what would you be more likely to do? A baseball game, a Great America, a ropes course, and kind of put it that way. And
Yep.
see where that leads us. Sound good?
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Okay.
Just, and I don't know if the other elementary schools did it too, but Oakland did their like reading thing with the Kingfish. So if they have any like older siblings, they may go to like those games. So that might, make people less likely to want to go to another one. I don't know if it will impact
see.
it or not, but just wanted to
We'll
put
see.
it out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So we'll check it out. We'll see what's out there and see what we pull together. All right. So moving on, Staff Appreciation Week. I've been posting about this. You guys have been at most of it, so it's been pretty awesome. The response has been awesome as well. We've done 3 days so far this week. There's been 3 days in Staff Appreciation Week, so we've been doing that. We also did something for the principals last Friday, so I guess that's 4 days. And then tomorrow we're doing stuff for the bus barn that Erica's pulling together, so that's 5 days. So I think we're were well done. But thank you to everyone who donated time, donated money, or donated items to make it happen. I know that every single staff member I've seen has been so appreciative. So thank you. They're really feeling the love this week. And especially with the celebration committee and their decorations that you see on there, they really knocked it out of the park. I can't go. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt bad because people were like, "Oh, this is so awesome." I'm like, we had nothing to do with this part. You know, we were just making the food and whatever. I didn't want to steal any of their thunder because they really did a cool job. The detail was pretty awesome. So thank you there. Update on the 8th grade end of year activities or donations that we were doing. We've raised $1,500. People can still donate to this. So if they want, we can continue to do that. That money minus the $500 is in the matching. One thing I was telling Erica about though is when we set this up, since we were asking for donations, and we did this with like the one and done fundraiser as well. We gave them the donor the option of either paying the fees or subtracting the fees from their donation. And some people chose to subtract the fees from donations, say their flat donation, and then, you know, we don't get, you know, maybe the say full $50 or $25, whatever, and we only get $24.65 or whatever it is when they subtract out the credit card processing fees. So that being said, all in all, we're probably about $30 to $40 under what that full amount is. My suggestion to Erica was we just eat those fees and pay that extra $30 to $40 to make it the flat $1,500 or whatever that flat amount is, and cover the fees for the people that didn't do it. Does anyone disagree with that?
Nope, I say we do that.
Okay, great. Just assuming that Melissa and
Yes,
Erica
sorry.
are okay with that. I think Erica said she was earlier. So, all right, great. So now we're going to get to the drum roll fun part. Elections. Nominations were made. Elections were put out this weekend on May 1st through 4th. So we have 4 days. I've promoted it in a lot of different ways, email and whatever. So I'm going to go away from the slideshow here. Hopefully you guys can see my screen now. And can you see my the screen that I'm going
Yep.
to here? All
Yes.
right. We're going to go to the email nomination forms. We've had 33 votes so far. And let's see. It looks like every race is unanimous for the candidates that were nominated. There were no write-in votes. So that means that I will retain the president position. Melissa as vice president. As treasurer will be Erica, and secretary Julie is going to stay on. No, Julie cannot, because Kyle is moving on to high school, and so the person that was nominated and accepted the nomination was Catherine Swanson for secretary. So she will be joining us as our secretary moving forward. So congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
So kind of anticlimactic, but yeah. So all right.
I knew I was the front runner, but I'm just, you know, I'm definitely enjoying my nomination and my win tonight.
Yeah.
Yay. We
Now,
have
don't
a
party too
little-
hard at your
confetti party.
celebration parties. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. Now let me go back here. All right. So what does that mean for us moving forward? I think you guys should be back on my slides, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean? What are our next steps? I think we need to take a look at saying, what did we do? And we have a good look at that because we kind of just went through a lot of this. What are the things that we did? And then what did we do well? You know, what are the things that we did? I think we brought back events and we brought back opportunities for kids to do these things, but look at that. And then what needs improvement? What are things that we can do? No matter what we do, there's always room for improvement. I'm always of that growth mindset and whatever, no matter how the schools teach it or whatever, that's just something that's ingrained in me. I always feel like I can do something better. And I know that there's things that we can do better. So what I'd like to do is put together a survey. It's kind of like what we did at the beginning of this school year. You know, put a survey out to their parents, out to students, out to the staff, and say, hey, what did you like that we did? What did you like that, or what did you did we do that you think could be better? You know, what are our needs, and kind of go from there. Then once we had that information, we can kind of do that and do a full budgetary analysis. Like, you know, we budgeted this much for this, you know, we only spent this, and, you know, things like that. Or we planned we were going to get this much money coming in, but we got this much instead, you know, or whatever. We can kind of take a look at that and then pull together a draft plan for the year, and then kind of present that plan for approval like we did last summer. We'd still kind of like to do that and then start executing on the plan. That's what I would like to see happen. I don't know if anybody agrees or disagrees, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, no, I would love to, sorry, Melissa, I would love to like meet as a board like we kind of did last year, a bit over the summer, so we can, you know, have a good plan set for the year and not have to, you know, scramble or anything like that.
That would be my goal. Is what we can do is start doing this exercise now and get the survey out to the people at the end of the school year. And then in June, we can kind of take the results from that and draft that plan, have that budget analysis done. And then maybe in the July timeframe, look at getting this out there, you know, getting the draft plan out there and then presenting it and then hopefully approving it, so that by the time that we're done in early July with this, then we execute on that plan and go from it. So yeah, I agree. I think that's the way to do it. And that's kind of why I thought, let's not do a full up meeting in June. However, if there is anybody out there that would be interested in joining this this process or whatever, whether you're on the board or not, we welcome you. So come on in, be a part of the process, and we'd like to make this happen. But yeah, I'm happy to, we can continue on the meetings at my little setup outside, and if the weather's good, we can sit outside and enjoy and have some fun while we're pulling this stuff together. But I think it worked really well for us doing it this year. It helped us. I mean, I know there were some obstacles and things like that where we were pulling things together, but that was just part of the year coming back and trying to figure things out. I think we can do something a little bit better this year and be a little more concrete with it. So.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to the year, and I think meeting over the summer is a great idea.
Okay. Great. So we'll continue on with that and we'll go from there. One of the other things that I did want to do though is as we lock down these dates for the summer ones, I'd like to do it soon so that we can get a flyer out to students before they leave for the summer. And it will tell them the dates of these events coming up. And also as a reminder, hey, you want to keep up to date with what's going on, join us on Facebook. Here's, you know, our channels, things like that, to stay connected with us. Sign up for our email list, that kind of stuff, to keep people connected with us. So
yeah.
So open discussion. Anything else anyone has?